Good morning and happy Monday. So, if you're a follower, you saw that we had a really great share from Mary after my video yesterday talking about how she has to believe that she deserves it and that we all need to believe that we deserve the life that we're looking for. So, how do we do that? How does that start? So, number one, if you have the desire, then you have the ability. Those two things are always matching. Desire means of the Father. So if you have the desire to acquire something, then you've been given the abilities in order to do that too. Secondly, we all deserve the life to be happy and to be loved. We all deserve those things. Everybody does. So how do we start thinking about that in a way to get ourselves where we need to be? So remember incantations? So that's a great place to start. I still do that every morning. So we start with the little things. Little things then will become big things. So number one, start with incantations. 2, your goals. Always review those goals in the first part of the day and review those as you do the incantations. Start to see those as already coming true. 3rd, discipline. It always takes effort. There's a cost to achieve any goal. That's one of the things that a lot of the stuff nowadays doesn't talk about and forgets is once you decide that you want to accomplish a goal, then you've got to say, okay, what is the cost to achieving this goal? What is it that I'm going to have to do? There's a time factor, there's an effort factor. If you decide I want to be a billionaire by the time that I'm 40, okay, well there's going to be a time factor involved in that. If you say I want to do that and I want to be the greatest husband and the greatest dad, you're going to have to really focus your time in order to accomplish those things because they all require a certain amount of time and effort. So the big things start with the little things, which start with discipline. So discipline yourself to do the incantations every day. Discipline yourself to look at the goals every day. Start making little tiny steps every day towards the outcome that you're looking for. And as you make those little tiny steps, you'll start to gain that momentum. That'll start to gain the confidence. And then the other stuff will take. So don't think about how you're going to do step number 29. Think about how you're going to do step number 1. Think about today. Get yourself up today. Do the incantations today. Look at the goal today and do the discipline today. That's it. Then worry about tomorrow. Remember the chart that I showed you where if you're going along on a plane and you adjust just 1%, that multiplies exponentially over time. 1% at the end of 365 days isn't 365%. It's 1% on top of 1% each day. It's compounding interest. So the change over a year will be incredibly dramatic. So little tiny things is how you start to then gain that momentum, which is going to start to then gain that confidence. It's a little bit fake it till you make it. It isn't really that, but that's one way to look at it that actually makes some sense. That you sit there and you say, this is how this is going to happen, and don't worry about every step as to how that's going to happen. Worry about the steps that you're taking, the step that you're going to take now in order to make that happen. And each day, build on that little bit of step. So, Mary, you absolutely deserve it. We're with you. We believe in you. Everybody who watches this, we're all supporting each other and support you on your journey. So for today, set your goals, look at them, and get excited. And set them high. Remember the 10X rule with Grant Cardone. Shoot for the moon and you end up in the stars. So set the goals high. And then for today, what are the steps that you're going to take today in order to achieve those goals? And take time a couple of times today to just reflect on all of the great things in your life. Remember to start out with gratitude. Remember, when we start any type of process like this, first thing to start out with is, what are you grateful for? What's great in your life? When you start with what you're grateful for, then that's going to eliminate fear. And when you eliminate the fear, now you're not going to hesitate in terms of taking the actions. Also, don't be afraid to go back and watch that Amy Cuddy video. You know, that video is something to watch now and again to just remind yourself of the power of your physiology. This is why we do the morning walks. This is why we do the incantations, because that physiology has such a response chemically in your brain. So, Mary, there's your blueprint to get started. Focus on your goals, know your outcome. Start the day with your gratitude and incantations and seeing your goals as though they're completed. Stand in a Wonder Woman state a couple of times today, your Wonder Woman position, because that's going to change your physiology. That's going to change your chemical makeup. And then it's got to start with a little bit of discipline. So that discipline is to just do a couple of things today and tomorrow and for this week and build. And don't worry if you have little hiccups along the way, because those are going to happen. It's just like running a business. Every now and then there's going to be little things that happen. But take those little steps, review those goals, and take those little steps each day. And if you're feeling like it, report back to us as to how you're doing, because we'd love to hear. And for all of us, that's exactly the same stuff that we ought to be doing. It's a Monday. As my brother says, it's time to get after it. It's time to look at your goals, start with gratitude, and take all of those steps. Dolores, good morning. Tammy, good morning to you. Jim, great to have you watching. And Miranda, great to have you watching also. Have a great Monday, everybody. Review those goals. Start with gratitude. Stand in your power poses for a period of time. It does amazing things. The impact of that can last up to 7 hours. Some studies show that it can even be 12. So just standing in that pose for a couple of minutes not only changes your physiology, it changes your chemical makeup. It'll change your day, and each day it'll change your life. Have a great day, everybody. Thanks for watching. We're all in this together. Let's take care of each other.